Hello friends, this video is going to be a breathing meditation and with some energy work in it. And I woke up this morning feeling really passionate about this. I'm inspired to do this by the fires currently on the West Coast. When I looked at the charts of air quality, I could see that there was air quality as bad as 600 to 700. It's very challenging to breathe in that kind of an environment. When we had the Santa Rosa fires down here in California, the air quality was over 400 for what seemed like a very long time. It just felt so hard to get oxygen. There's a relationship between this situation and the current virus that we've all been subject to in whatever way that's been. About a year ago, I had a pneumonia that was so bad. It was incredible in how hard it was to breathe. The whole thing had started in probably July, August, but in September, I went through that before any of this virus stuff hit the news. I used this meditation to get through that. I'd started a type of meditation like this when we went through the terrible air quality here from the fires. But when I had that pneumonia and I felt like my life depended on it, I really clarified this meditation, and I want to share it here with you. You can also use this meditation for feelings of despair, depression, anything that brings you down, that seems to constrict your upper body, that seems to affect any ability to breathe. Now, this is not medical, so this is in no way related to anything medical. This is simply about energy work, using the energy of your body, your connection with the light, and what I call an active meditation. When I do meditation, I tend to also immediately do energy work. I combine them. There are forms of meditation like this, and so this is what I'm going to be sharing with you today. A lot of this meditation techniques that I've learned are where I do energy work are self-taught. It's just kind of how I started doing it, but I do remember many aspects of different past lifetimes, and in one of them I was a monk. I was a Tibetan monk, and we basically spent the whole time meditating. And what I remember from that lifetime is that for me, meditation was active. We'd get into a certain space and then basically travel and then work interdimensionally while meditating. And the feeling was kind of like how this monk at the water is conveyed. It was actually in a very remote area on almost bare mountainside. It was a very simple life. But we were very active energetically. And this meditation that I'm going to go into takes aspects of those techniques, and fine-tunes them or adjusts them to be pertinent and to work within the human body and within our physical form to bring us life and enhance our lives. And through the imagining that we'll go through in this technique, to bring breath, to bring life into ourselves through the connection with the divine, through the breath, when externally breathing seems very difficult. Okay, so what we want to do is to center yourself. Now, here's the thing. If you are in a very stressed state right now, and you don't, when we're in a stressed state, If you're in an area that has heavy smoke, if you have something going on where it's hard to breathe, or you feel constricted, sometimes we can't, sometimes when we get into that, we can't feel the connection with God, with the light, with our angels, however you normally perceive that. Simply know that through asking, it's possible. Through declaring, it's possible. And in the times where I'm so stressed, where I can't feel that connection, and that does happen. Been there. Been there, done that. And in those times, what I do is I simply ask. I just tell my spiritual guides, I tell the angels, you guys have got to help me with this. Ask for God's help in your life to make this happen for you. And, through my own red pill or awakening process, what I came to was that sometimes the craziness in the world and sometimes what's going on outside in the world seems so extreme. I concluded that the situation in the world was meant to turn me to God. And that's when I really, really deeply got into doing energy work and meditation and connection with the light, connection with my own soul. So anyway, that's the background for this video. So I'm showing you this pink flower because I want you to think of these as breathing tubes. And what we're going to do in the meditation is we're going to focus on the idea of a cell in your body. Okay, and this cell is going to be is going to represent a molecule of air. Okay, and the center of that molecule of air, I want you to imagine God's light. Okay, and I've got the flower here whose petals are shaped like tubes because I'm intending that this suggest a clear passage of breathing, a clear passage of breath to God's light within, in the center of the flower that right at this moment can't be seen. If you could imagine that all these tubes are emanating from a center of light within that flower. So if you're in a situation right now where it is hard to breathe for any reason, this is what I am suggesting you imagine. Imagine that the air molecules that are in your lungs now have a center of light within them, okay? And that light extends out through the flower, and all these breathing tubes of oxygen are created in that oxygen molecule, so much so that the entire molecule becomes filled with both the light of the divine that you have access to at any moment in your heart, and that oxygen molecule in your lungs becomes filled with pure oxygen. Any detritus, any particulate matter, any pressure, any virus, any substance that is impeding this oxygen model is burned to dust by the light, and that dust is instantly transmuted into life-giving force. Now, we're doing this in co-creation with the divine. Okay, so call on your angels, call on God, call on the Divine Mother, call on your guardian angels of the highest light, call on your higher self. I like to call on Archangel Michael, who's the protector, but in this situation, I also like to call on Archangel Raphael. His color is green. I don't know if you can see this here, but I almost feel like there's a green fairy with a heart. See this beautiful heart here? And the fairy, the flower leaf looks like the fairy wing, and there looks like there's a halo over the fairy's head. Almost like an energetic representation of Archangel Raphael and of the life-giving force of this planet and of nature. And it's life-giving because it's created by God. It's created by the Creator and has the force of life that is the Creator's breath within it. Now, If you're in a dense time, I want you to hearken back to a time when you could breathe, where you know you could feel lighter, when the forest was clear, clean, and pure, where God's connection with the forest was alive, where the Creator's life filled the forest. The sounds of birds, the sounds of trees, the damp wetness in the air, the soft grass, the soft dirt under your hands, under your feet. If you can't imagine it, just the knowing that this is possible. Recall a time, if you can, in your past where you felt similar feelings. And if you can't recall a time, recall a now moment in which you know that someone living life on this planet can experience this. Right now, if you feel sad and wilted, if it's hard to breathe, right now, if you can't quite see the sky, if the clouds are blocking the light of the sun, know that somewhere on this planet there's greenery, there's fresh air, there's water that's pure, there's a fine mist that's cooling, that brings you the feeling of comfort, that feels like angels' wings around you, holding you and hugging you, that brings the light of God, even if it cannot be seen at this moment with your eyes, even if the forest seems dark. Know that it's present. Know that it is present because the Creator gave us life. And know that you have access to this, even if that is not your physical condition right now. Declare your ability to access the light. Declare your ability to access clean air. Declare your ability to breathe free. Declare the divine miracle of life for you. I deserve to live. I deserve to breathe. I deserve to breathe free. Keep in mind the molecules of air in your lungs. As you breathe in, imagine any detritus that is within the cell of the molecule of air. Know that what you come into contact with is the divine light within that molecule. Let the molecules of oxygen within your lungs be filled with this light. Let the molecules of your lungs, of the physical material that makes up the substance of your lungs, the substance of your breathing tubes, the substance of your blood striving to receive the oxygen. Let go and let God work through you of the most high light of the Creator, the light of the Creator of the universe, the most high light in your highest good, in alignment with your highest outcomes, in alignment with the pureness of your soul path, in alignment with the highest love possible for you as a living, breathing human being. Know that the light of the living God is possible to come alive within you and to meet itself in the molecule of air, to make a connection so that you can breathe free. Find that one spot, even if it's in your imagination. And if you don't have the energy to imagine it right now, find that one spot within. Know that it's possible. Even if you don't have the energy to do it, know that it's possible. I breathe in the light. I exhale the light. The light purifies itself within me. The light purifies itself within my lungs. I can breathe free. I breathe air that is free of smoke. No matter what the air quality tells me, I breathe air in that is free of the virus, no matter what test results tell me. I receive air into my lungs. My lungs open up to receive the divine light that is filled with living air into my lungs. My lungs slowly and surely breathe the air. It connects with my blood, and my living blood, gifted to me by the Creator of the universe. This temple of the living God that is my physical body receives the light of my soul to me from within me. My soul provides me with the light. My soul cleans the air for me within me in miraculous fashion. I don't need to understand how or why it's possible. I know that the living light within me provides me with oxygen and sustenance. Now, I deserve life. I deserve to live. I deserve to breathe. I deserve to live life free of influences that work against my soul. I deserve to live life free of influence that work against God's will for me. I deserve a life free of these dark forces. I deserve to live life in alignment with God's highest and best path for me. I deserve to breathe free as my soul wishes for me to do. I deserve the life that my soul wished for me from the moment I was born. I deserve to live my life in alignment with the Creator's will for me. I deserve to breathe free again. I deserve, and I know that air molecules within me are being transmuted to the highest, clearest light so that I can breathe again. It doesn't matter what my eyes see around me. It doesn't matter what I've been told is or is not possible. In this moment, I call on the divine and miraculous light of the Most High. I call on the most vivid and beautiful light of my soul to fill me, to fill my lungs with pure oxygen, to fill my blood with pure oxygen that sustains my life. I declare that this is possible through the light of God within me, through the light of my living soul, which is the life within me and has the power to produce the miracle of a light and of breathing free within me, within this moment now. I breathe free. I breathe in the light that I am. The light that I am sustains me. I am now the light of the living God within me, breathing free, loving me. I know that a miracle is possible. I know that a miracle is possible now.